Let's talk about the battery life here on Steam Deck OLED. Here I have the device and let me tell you that the battery it's absolutely incredible. They say you can get up to 12 hours on this device depending what you do and depending on your settings. Well, let me share you my experience. Here I have a small game in the background running, and I have the battery at 95%. The projected battery life 6 hours and 7 minutes. You know what you see here, it's more than 90-95% accurate, and it's very reliable. So with this game, keep in mind at this point we have the device set to 90 Hz, and I don't have a TDP limit here. The device is running with 15 watts. So let me show you this. At this point, running a small game like Aces of Luftwaffe, we get 6 hours and 30 minutes 20 minutes of gameplay. Look here, this is absolutely incredible. With 95% of the battery we get 6 hours of gameplay. This is phenomenal, but this is what you get, I repeat, if you play with 90 Hz active and maximum TDP here. But if you want even a better battery life, activate here the TDP limit and go down. Depending on your game, you have to try which is best for you and which frame rate is suitable for you. For example, this being a very small game, let's set it at 5 watts, 3 times lower than the standard 15 watts. So let's see what happens with the battery at this point. So we have the time here. Immediately we will see what happens. Anyway, the battery life, it's absolutely incredible. You will reach, depending on games, several hours. For example, if you play a AAA game, I played Jedi Survivor and Atlas Fallen. Over there you will get 2 hours and a half with everything set to maximum. In medium games you will get 5 hours, 4 hours, depending. Look, at this point we have 6 hours and 10 minutes. But if we go even lower at 4 watts, look what happens with the time here. But we don't have, for this game for example, it's not fine to play with 4 watts. I believe the 5 watts it's the minimum here. At this point you get 50 frames and you get 6 hours and 40 minutes with a fully charged device. You will say, okay, this is a very small game, but let me show you another one. Let's exit this one and let's start, for example, Atlas Fallen. With Atlas Fallen or Atomic Heart, these are AAA games demanding. You will get 2 hours and 30 minutes. Steam Deck OLED is definitely the king of the battery between handheld devices. From my experience, and you know, I had a lot of devices. I tried the Legion Go. I have the Asus ROG Li, PlayStation Portal, Steam Deck One. I have to say, at this point, the optimization here on this device, it's absolutely crazy. And if you will say, okay, we can set a custom TDP also here on Asus ROG Li. For example, we will play this game with 7 watts. I believe 7 is the minimum here that you can set at this point. it's not the same. It's not the same. I can tell you this. Why? Because this will drain more power from your battery. Here we have a 40 watt hour battery, here we have a 50 watt hour battery. And imagine at this point with Atlas Fallen, for example, the device extracts at this point 10 watts. We have almost 5 hours estimated, but let's wait for the game to start. Look, at this point the game, the device, it's extracting 15 watts, 16. Let's wait. We have 3 hours and a half. Let's wait for the device to go. But my advice would be here with this game, for example, to create a custom a custom profile here, to set the game to a lower FPS here, and to limit the game at 30 frames if you want medium graphics here, because the game looks phenomenal. But look at this point, we have 2 hours and 30 minutes. This is impossible to reach on Asus ROG Ally, even if you set the device to run with 20 watts. Remember here, even if you set it to run with 15 watts, you will have around 25, something like that, 27, 28 watts extracted, because it has extra for the Windows, for the hardware. I don't know, it's all related to optimization. So on Steam Deck OLED, this is what you get in AAA games. If you play Cyberpunk 2077, for example, you will get the same time. It's impossible to reach something like this on any other handheld out there. So the battery indeed is truly amazing. For example, if you play games, older games or medium games or indie games like these ones here on the screen, you will have that incredible time, 4, 5, 6 hours depending of your frame rate, and if you set or not a custom TDP here on this device. Here it is, this one. So this is the battery life on Steam Deck OLED, and as a handheld owner, a lot of handhelds here, I can tell you that Steam Deck OLED has indeed the best battery life. Not to mention PlayStation Portal, this is something extra. Indeed, it will offer you those 4, 5, 6 hours, I believe, something like that. Anyway, the battery is incredible also there, but it's not using nothing internal to render the games. So this is the battery life here on Steam Deck OLED, and at this point I'm really impressed how well this how well optimized this device is compared with the first generation. I had, as you know, also the first generation Steam Deck 1. Basically this is Steam Deck 2 or Steam Deck OLED, and it's a huge difference between them, and this is it basically. And again, this is the king if we analyze the battery life in games.